All right. It's 8 o'clock. I'm already running a little late to work because I stayed up all night editing videos. Pretty excited though. I just launched the page last night. Well, actually this morning. It was probably about 5 o'clock in the morning, I would say. I got finished with episode 1, and then right after episode 1, I thought it'd be nice to go ahead and hurry up and make a quick episode 2. I'll kind of hit, like, I'm not going to obviously videotape my entire day, but, you know, I'll highlight things such as, like, important thoughts or, you know, phone calls, things that pertain to having a bleeding disorder, you know, dieting, working out, anything that's fun. I'll probably vlog about. General, I saw some kind of like newsletter or some kind of blog probably a few months ago, and it was all about, I don't know, it was like an upset parent feeling like she was getting taken advantage of, and how it's not right that, you know, people that have hemophilia work in the industry and, you know, blah blah blah. It took me a long time. I had a lot of mixed emotions about it too for a while, but for me now, I feel like, you know, I'm passionate about hemophilia. I'm passionate about helping others, inspiring others. I mean, I love listening to other people's stories about, you know, the things that they've dealt with while having, you know, this chronic condition. And I think, you know, there's no issue at all. I mean, somebody has to take care of you. Somebody has to order your medication. Why not have somebody that's passionate about the community? Yeah, you're gonna get paid. You know, someone's gonna get paid one way or the other. In episode 1, I talked about, you know, there's a lot of companies that pay people to speak, and, you know, these speeches, they have to be approved by the FDA, and you know, all these lawyers review it. And a lot of times, like, you'll tell your story to these companies, and they'll send you a script, and it's horrible. I mean, it like really dilutes your story. If you have like a strong story that might be like borderline, you know, oh, doctors say you can do it, doctors say you can't do it, whatever. You know, I'm not going to name companies or anything, but I've worked for a few different companies where I told them my story, and, you know, obviously, you know, I've grown up going through a lot of struggles, and you know, at a certain point I was ready to tell my story, and the first opportunity I got to tell my story, I was jumping up for joy. I was excited. I thought it was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. And then it wasn't until I actually had my first talk, or actually until I got my script back, and I was like, really? This isn't me. This isn't the story, but I need my story to be true. Luckily for me, recently I had a company hire me, and I'm actually doing talks, doing my second talk coming up in Ohio, and I'm excited. I'm really, really excited to do it. The first talk was awesome. I talked at the Texas Bleeding Disorder Conference, and I had a lot of awesome feedback, so I'm so excited. My story, for the first time ever, was my story. Was it my complete story? No. But nobody can really tell your complete story unless you write a book, which is what, you know, I would love to do one day. So, but for being, you know, a short talk, it was pretty to the point, you know, my story, authentic, genuine. It felt great. So I'm excited to keep on doing these talks. Hopefully I'll meet a lot of you guys in the near future. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say about a 6 or 7. I've ran out of Celebrex, and, you know, Celebrex for me is like a lifesaver. And, you know, for a while I just got insurance, you know, through my work, But before then, I didn't have insurance at all. And so luckily I was able to find a resource that was able to provide me with free Celebrex. And that's pretty much gone now. Well, it is gone now. So now I need to, you know, now that's part of my task that I have to get accomplished within, you know, the next week or so. So during that time frame, I'm going to be in a lot of pain until I can get some. But I need to find a new doctor who can prescribe me pain medication, because they won't do that at the hemophilia treatment center. And on top of that, I had a really bad injury where I hurt my knee, and I wasn't able to walk for a week. And so something happened to where my doctor contacted my specialty pharmacy, or I don't know, I guess they only wrote a prescription long enough to last me a very short period of time. So that's another task on my agenda, is I'm going to have to call my hemophilia treatment center, you know, I guess give them an update on everything, let them know that I'm doing better, ask them to please send a prescription to my pharmacy so that I can get some medication. That, I mean, you know, back in the day, that would have taken me forever. I wouldn't have ever done it, because that's just the way I was. That seemed like too hard of a, you know, too much work for me. But these days, it's, you know, it's pretty routine. I understand that, you know, I have to take responsibility in myself at this point. I'm 28 years old. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, whenever I have some free time, make those calls, take care of business, get my meds. I mean, I can tell when I don't have my Celebrex, when I don't have my factor, I'm a crabbier person, and it's just hard to accomplish goals. You're always feeling down, depressed. It's just a big mental game that you have to fight. So, you know, even when you have meds, you're going through all these little battles. So without pain relief and my factor, it's pretty tough to accomplish your goals. I want to compete again in a men's physique competition before the end of the year. So that's the goal right now. I don't really have my mind set on too much else. You know, I'm teaching golf right now 2 times a week to the junior golfers at the Gateway Hemophilia Association. That's just a lot of fun to do. The kids love it, and they're, you know, I love giving back to my community and just building relationships with all those kids. But yeah, I want to compete one more time, and then I want to compete in the Arnold Classic again. So what I'm going to be doing throughout the series is I'm going to be setting really, really high goals. So, you know, I want to kind of implement some of the things that I've been reading. I read, there's a few guys that I really look up to. One of those guys is Grant Cardone, and he wrote a book called The 10X Rule. And so, I mean, basically, in a nutshell, it's, you know, if your goal is to make, you know, $100,000, then he wants you to multiply that by 10 and then shoot for that number. Because what happens is, if we set our goals to what we think is realistic, and then we put forth the effort that we think we need to put forth to obtain that goal, and most likely, you know, we're going to fall short. I guess that's the trend in most people, is to fall short of their goals. So it's like, you know, would you rather fall short of making $100,000, or would you rather fall short of making $1 million? So, you know, if you shoot low, you know, I guess they're saying that you're going to put less effort in, because in your mind you're like, oh, well, this is an attainable number, this is something I can do, and then you're going to put forth that type of effort. But if you set a huge goal that most people think is unattainable, then you're going to have to put forth some huge efforts, and then in return you're going to start succeeding. So I want to try that. I've been trying it. I did it with my last competition. I went in the gym and I was pushing myself extremely hard. Anytime I thought to myself, oh, this is good enough effort to reach my goal, I reminded myself of the 10x rule, and I just kept on pushing harder. I was like, nope. If this is what I think it feels like to reach my goal, then I need to push that much harder, because chances are I'm gonna fall short. So I'm gonna keep on doing that, keep on implementing that, and trying to make that a habit in my life with everything that I do. And it definitely can't hurt anything, that's for sure. So Amanda and I, we're actually looking for a new place. We've been looking in Peevely, and right now we're living with my dad in St. Charles. I had to move in with him just to kind of get reestablished again, and kind of get my feet back on the ground with a new job. So now we're looking at a mobile home in Peevely. So that's the goal right now, is to try to save up enough money for a down payment to purchase that. We're excited about it. A lot of people, you would say, oh my God, you're all excited about buying a mobile home and living in a trailer park. Yeah. I was gonna say I had some other choice words to say, but I think I'm gonna try to keep this series PG-13. So, but yeah, you bet your butt, I'm excited. I've grown up the way I have. I appreciate the process. I appreciate all the little steps along the way. I'm no longer taking things for granted. I don't walk around feeling like I deserve something. Everything that I do from here on out, I'm gonna earn it. And I've learned that success takes time, and you have to deserve success. So I'm no longer looking for handouts for anybody to control my future. I'm taking control of it now, and slowly but surely we're gonna work our way up. But right now, I would love to buy. This trailer is beautiful. It's close to $40,000. So if we can, that's way better than renting something and your money going towards nothing. So if we can at least get our money going towards something, that'd be awesome. I would love to pay it off and just always have that property under my belt. That's cheaper than a car, for crying out loud. So yeah, we checked out a place yesterday, and we're most likely gonna fill out the application and try to see what kind of money we can get together to get that process going. I'm pretty excited about it, so is she. So this is how long it took me in super fast speed to order my medication, talk to my doctor, my HTC, and also contact my specialty pharmacy. When it was all said and done, I did get everything that I needed, so I call it a success. Okay.
Incredible. incredible.
So I get a lot of questions asking how I work out with target joints. So as you can see with my left arm, it doesn't straighten out all the way. So it's really hard for me to get a full contraction with the bicep. But one of my favorite movements is to take a dumbbell and actually kind of turn it to the side like this and then just go straight up. And then I focus more on not the concentric movement portion of it, but more of the eccentric movement going down. So I hold it and I go slowly down like this, and then I'll contract up and then just let it slowly go back down. And I'll keep tension in the bicep the entire time. Just like this. A lot of times I'll hold it at the top and just really like contract it as hard as I can. Contract it, and then I just let it release very slowly. And you know, that helps me kind of keep up with my right side, because my right arm I have full mobility. And so I think my right arm's just naturally bigger, but I try to keep this little guy in the race too. So like if I do like a regular curl, I don't know if you can see it this way, but it's very hard to go down, because what happens is, since my arm doesn't straighten out, my shoulder drops down. So that's just a little tip. Seems to work really well for me. So give it a shot. See you at the top.
Incredible.